Thank you. First of all, my apologies for doing this in English and not being able to speak in Italian. So I apologize for that, to interrupting in English in your agenda. Thank you for putting the IP enforcement portal onto your agenda today. I will try to share my screen. You will let me know if you can see my presentation.
Not yet.
Not yet. Just give me a moment. Share screen. Let me move the presentation down then. Do you see my screen?
Yes, I see your screen. I can see the slides in little.
Okay, you see it now?
I see the screen, but not the slide.
Oh, not the slides. Come on, just bear with me a second. Sorry. Okay, got you. Just a second.
Okay, perfect. We can see them.
Now yes. You can see the slides now?
Yes, yes.
Perfect. Sorry for that. Okay. So thank you again for inviting me in to present the portal today. What I will do is I will, before I start presenting the portal, just place you into the context of what we're actually talking about. 6.8% of anything imported into the EU are fakes. So this is nearly 7% of anything that crosses our borders is counterfeits. Customs managed to inspect, if we are optimistic, maybe 1% of anything that comes in and is fake. So no, to open it. So what we need here is we may need to ensure that customs open those containers and inspect those shipments that are likely to have counterfeits. And also, very important, we need to raise awareness of our internal market forces. This is market surveillance authorities and its internal police. How do we do that? We need to connect the dots. We need to put everybody together. We need that right holders and enforcement authorities, but also other players like intermediaries, but also the judiciary, that all talk together and pass information along. What is our role? What is the role of the European Union Intellectual Property Office in all this? As you know, we register trademark and design for the Union, but since 2012, we have been charged with the Observatory on Infringements of IP rights. The Observatory has not operational power, but we are here to observe and to provide studies on the phenomena, provide tools that help to the IP enforcement, and also to raising awareness. And one of the mandates we got in the regulation was precisely that, to construct a tool that would help to put in together, help the exchange of information between the rights holders, the company on one side, and enforcement authorities on the other side. And this is the result. The IP enforcement portal, and more closely the exchange information function of the portal, which was formerly known as the enforcement database, is basically a platform where rights holders can open an account and enter their product information, their IPR information, and their contact details. Product information is all this information related to information that helps enforcers distinguish fakes from genuine goods. So information about logistics, packaging, identifiers, what are my authentication signs, how can you distinguish my fakes? Enforcement authorities have a search bar. They have a sort of Google bar, a search bar, and they search for keywords. They can search for company names, for brands, or for keywords, just for products, and then they get hits. The particularity of the tool is that it's built on our trademark and design registers, TMView and DesignView. So when enforcers launch the search, the results that they get from designs and from trademarks are the ones out of our trademark registers, TMView and DesignView. They will only find trademarks and designs that are in status registered that they can enforce. So we do a pre-filter. We also keep non-EU authorities that are search results from TMView in the search result. Why? Because for customs with goods in transit, it is also very interesting to know whether a good is protected in the country of destination, whether right is protected in the country of destination about a good in transit. So enforcers get all the information on the trademarks, on the valid trademarks and the valid designs, even if the rights holder has no account in IPEP, in the IP enforcement portal. Of course, if the right holder has an account, well, there will be additional information. There will be information on the company with contact details and on the products. Also, the search is done for geographic indications. For the time being, the search results are the ones that we get from DG Agri. Very soon, this will be fed directly by GIView, who has seen the live a couple of days ago. And of course, right holders can also upload other rights as patents, copyrights, plant variety, and so on. For patents, we are not linked to the EPO. As you know, patents information is a very heavy information. All this information is shipped backwards and forwards electronically to the enforcement authorities, so we try to keep it light. And as we all know, a good is hardly going to be stopped at the border based on a trade on a patent. It will likely be stopped because the enforcers recognize the design or the brand. But of course, when it comes to court cases, patent information is important, and the right holder can upload them case by case. So, what does the tool look like? For our right holders, when they log into the tool, they get automatically to the dashboard. It is important to see here, and this is also important for the searchers, that the tool is multilingual. So enforcers, when they access, they will see the tool in their language. So in the case of Italy, they would see it in Italian. And the right holders can view it in English, but can also change the language. And this goes back to our searches. I will come back to that in a minute. For the right holders who access in the dashboard, they have a general overview of all the different functionality of the tool. But what is very important is that one of the informations right holders have in the dashboard is the access log. They can see who has accessed their account, who has viewed the information. So when an enforcement authority does a search because they want more information on the products of a given company, there will be a timestamp and a register. You will know which authority has accessed when and has actually looked at the information you may have uploaded in your product portfolio. But we all know that especially for internal market forces, for police, the basic needs or the basic requirements are already fulfilled if they know who to contact in the company. Who is the responsible person for Italy and UK's? Who speaks my language? Who can answer? Is it a person that can answer technical questions, that can come down and identify fakes? Or is it more a legal question, a person for legal questions? When we come to the IPR portfolio that the right holders can upload, as I've said, you can see, or the right holders can upload all the IPRs and can upload them. We also here invite you to upload those IPRs that you deem necessary for the enforcers. I mean, especially in the automotive sector, I mean, I don't know, you could upload, I suppose, 500 or more designs or design applications with I don't know how many thousand designs. But you have to question yourself, is this really helpful for the customs officer? So the idea is to upload the key designs, the key products of the season, the key ideas. Search results regarding designs will anyway be taken directly from design view. But when it comes to the account information, the product information, there it is interesting to just upload the ones that you really find will help also to enforce it right. And the product portfolio is exactly the same. The product portfolio is where right holders upload the key information of how to distinguish fakes. Here the right holder decides with whom he shares the information. We have so far 68 authorities registered in the tool that are looking into the tool. It's both customs and internal market authorities. And the rights holder decides which of these authorities can view what information. It is always a decision of the rights holder, and the product information is closed by default. He needs to explicitly share the information, open it, in order for enforcement authorities to view it. And the product information is very similar to the product information that you file if you file customs applications for action. It is always the same. It's distinctive marks. How can I distinguish the fakes? What are my logistics? Where do I produce? Where do I import my products? Where are my warehouses and distribution centers? Do I transport by land, air, sea? Again, here, better to keep minimum information, keep it updated, and trying to be very exhaustive, and then after 2 months, having the information outdated. Also, when it comes to products, the idea is not to upload the entire product portfolio. It's to upload a few key products that will help the enforcer to identify the brand and associate the brand to your company and be able to contact you. So it is better to put less information and have it updated than putting lots of information there. It makes sense to group things. A product can be a product, it can be a group of products, it can be a product line, it can be product information dedicated to a specific brand of your company. If you have multiple brands, you will then maybe create one product for each brand and upload images of the most characteristic products. So this is a bit the idea. You can also upload and attach documents. You can attach training catalogs for enforcers. You can attach information on specific products in PDF format. But we encourage you to refrain from that. It is better to put the information in the respective fields. PDFs are not searchable. It is better to put the information where it goes so it can be reused later on in the tools of customs for risk analysis and risk profiling. And you would see that more or less all the fields of the necessary information are given. Information on packaging, goods clearance details, past cases. We cannot store blacklists, but yes, there is a possibility to upload information on where goods were detained and which authorities were in charge and what type of place it was. Who are your providers? Here you can download the templates, Excel templates that you can download and fill them. But again, here, put the basic minimum that you think is more or less realistic and that you can maintain. Same for all the other values. Market value, if you're grouping things, it doesn't make sense to enter market value. But if you have a specific product that has a high risk of being falsified and that you want to draw the attention, then the market value is quite important, because if it's declared as less at the border, customs can immediately spot that this is likely to be fake. Of course, with all this information keyed in, filing a customs application for action for customs is very easy. It can be done in an electronic format through the portal. If it's a union customs application for action, it's automatically generated in all the EU languages, and the information is stored in the central database copies. In the case of Italy, of course, you have the tool Falstaff, which you may be using for filing a customs application for action. That's absolutely fine. The systems are complementary. Basically, the only difference we have here is that the AFA is generated in all the languages if it's a union AFA in our case. But in any case, we have linked this process to the filing process for Italy with Falstaff. And if you choose in the portal Italy as a submission country, you will then afterwards be sent a password connection to Falstaff, and you will attach your digital signatures to Falstaff. So the systems are linked. Where customs have customs application for action, the internal market forces, police and market surveillance authorities, they don't get the AFA information. They don't get the customs application for action information. So this intelligence is lost to them. The IP enforcement portal has a way of sending the same information, the same intelligence, also to internal market forces. Very important to raise awareness. You can generate an alert for police. You can send with the alert the same information with little effort to the right holders, basically by choosing your contact information identifying who you are to be contacted if they have something, and uploading your IPRs that are automatically linked to the product information, they will get the same information. Of course, if you know about a shipment coming in and you can alert them, even the better. But already just passing the same intelligence that you would pass in a customs application function to internal market forces is a huge advantage. What you can also do is that you can send alerts on web pages selling fakes. Now, big companies, they have their own scrapping systems, they have their own search engines, and they close thousands of web pages every year selling fakes. But small and medium enterprises, they very often don't know where to start. And with this little online infringement alerts, they can send out the alert to the enforcement authorities. They can point out the web page that they've seen that says they're fakes. And Europol is in copy automatically of all these online infringement alerts. And Europol takes these websites into the listings, and when they do their twice biannual big closing down operations, you can be sure that these alerts are also in their listings. Alerts also allow for exchange of information, and as we say, the tool is multilingual, so you may be able to generate your alert in Italian, and the Bulgarian customs officer will view the information in Bulgarian. He will be able to answer to you in Bulgarian, and you can reply in Italian. This works with drop-down menus. You have comments fields to write free text, but the basic things are established with drop-down menus for your standard answers, and you can attach images and documents to any of the exchanges. Same goes for suspicious cases. Now, the suspicious case function in the tool is for customs or for police. If they detain fakes, they can take some pictures, upload the pictures, and create a suspicious case in the portal. Right holders will receive a notification per email saying, please, you better log on into the portal. There is a notification waiting for you. The advantage is that all the notifications are centralized and the information never leaves the tool. Also, your answers, which may include information about genuine goods, don't risk to be lost in an email exchange or end up where you don't really cannot control it. The intelligence never leaves the tool. The tool is there and the exchange happens on the tool. Also, for the suspicious case notifications, it is possible, and authorities in fact do it, they set a deadline for you to reply, and they get a read receipt. So the moment you open the suspicious case and viewed the suspicious case, it viewed the information that was notified to you, enforcers get a read receipt. They know that you have acknowledged receipt and you have got it. This information can also be downloaded, and if there's an exchange of information, this can also is also reflected in download. So you have timestamps of when, who said what. The information can also be downloaded on Excel if you want, then reuse it on your own desktops with your own in-house tools. Now, what is very important for the suspicious goods is suspicious cases is that, of course, for customs, we respect Article 17 of the customs regulation, and the information that can be exchanged is in line with what customs regulation Article 17 says. The tool is for free. There are no charges and no fees applied. This is fully supported by the UIPO, so the use of the tool has no costs. Security is an issue. The tool contains very sensitive information. We ensure with yearly audits that all the security protocols are in place, and the tool is multilingual. We work, as I said, in 23 languages. Where do we stand right now? We have nearly 1,000 companies that have created accounts and uploaded their product information in the account. We have over 4,000 products created, which, when you remember that we always encourage people to group things, is a very good number. We have close to 7 enforcement authorities accessing. And we also have, it's another branch of the tool, we collect border detentions. We have data from 2012 on what was detained at the border and what was detained in the internal market from 2008 for 25 member states. And I will tell you in a minute what we are going to do with all this data and how this can be helpful for our companies. For enforcers, we have these companies these enforcement authorities I mentioned. We will use a number of enforcement authorities at the end of the year, because we're going to use the colleagues from the UK by the end of the year. But what will be added very soon, and we are on it, are a large number of market surveillance authorities that are closely linked with the operation of RAPEX, and they will also get access to the portal. As I said before, you decide with whom you share the information. Now, regarding security, I should say back, for security reasons, for customs authorities, the tool is federated with the secure internal network of customs. It's a CCN network, so it's embedded into the intranet. So customs authorities, they access to this tool from their desktop and in their secure intranet. When it comes to police, we needed to ensure the same security of access to make sure that the information is safe, and they access via safe IP addresses. For right holders, there's a possibility to have legal representatives account. We follow a strict protocol to open account. Whoever wants to open account has to give us a trademark number. We then check if who is the registered owner of this trademark and what is the registered address. We send a letter with a safety code to the registered address, and when we get the safety codes back, this is our contact person. So we don't work with powers of attorney. We work following this protocol directly in contact with the right holders. Once we get the safety code back, and it can be the legal representative who sends us a safety code, he can deal with anything else for his client, and he can have a legal representative account with his own credentials. So he access to all his clients' accounts with his own credentials. But we imply and involve the right holder the first time for the safety code. We need to make sure that this is a right holder who contact us and has the account. And with that, I'm nearly finished. Just to let you know that from September onwards, next year onwards, the IPEP will become the official e-filing tool for the 22 member states that don't have a national system like Italy with FileStaff. For those member states, the portal will be the official filing system, and we will get rid of the paper AFAS union-wide. So this is a big project that includes the digital signature, because the main issue here was to have a digital signature to be able to get rid of paper. So we were looking forward to that. And on other developments, we are involving intermediaries. So the first step has been taken to get intermediaries on board, to help them when they get the notifications from right holders that want intermediaries to close down web pages selling offers of products taking out fakes. For time being, they ask a lot of paperwork from companies. They have to prove that they are the right holders, that they are really contacting them. And what we provide will be an authentication from portals, so the platforms, Amazon and the likes, know that if the right holder contacts them from the portal, it is them, and the rights are valid and they are authenticated. We're also developing a mobile app for enforcers. And with the detention data I mentioned that we are elaborating dashboards. So you will be able to get an overview of what's happening in your sector during the different years in the different member states, and you will be able to combine the information of your customs applications for actions that you've filed with the data of detentions. So these are big plans for the next couple of years. Any questions, please don't hesitate contacting us. If you want an account in the IP enforcement portal, just Google IP enforcement portal. It will take you directly to our landing page where you will find how to create and ask for an account. And with that, I'm finished and I'm open for questions. Thank you.